Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me on YOUR Bourbon Journey. Tonight, I'm going to give you my review and opinion. Fresh crack, first try on Early Times Bottled in Bond. This is a established 1860 old style Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey bottled in bond, 100 proof. Now this comes to us from the Brown-Forman distillery, and that distillery is also known for making Woodford Reserve brand, Old Forester brand, among some others. But tonight we're not talking about its brothers, we're talking about Early Times Bottled in Bond. This is a bottle that when you find it in and around the Omaha market, it can be had, the lowest I've seen it ever was about $20. That wasn't in Omaha. But between $20 and $30. $30 would really be the high mark for this bottle. This bottle is a blend of about 80% bourbon and 20% whiskey. Because it's a blended, it's kind of hard to pin an age statement down on it. My research shows that it's going to be around 3 years aged. It'd be the claim. Only because it has the whiskey blended in it along with the bourbon. Now, what's interesting to note about this one is that it comes to us originally from the nephew of Jim Beam. Jim Beam's brother's son was the creator of this particular bottled in bond product originally. The other thing that sets us apart is that this is not a 750 milliliter. This is 1,000 milliliters, which is known as 1 liter. So for your money, not only is it an affordable bottle, but you get a little bit more product in there compared to some of the other brothers and sisters in the family. Now again, I've never had this. I do have somebody that I work with who is quite fond of this bottle, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to help him locate some of his favorite bottle, and he's been very grateful. But I'm also happy to do it for him, because that's what we do in the bourbon game, right? We help each other out. This was one of those bottles I didn't pay a big number for. We're going to give about 1 ounce to 1 ounce and a quarter in my Spirits and Things Glencairn glass. And then we're going to see what kind of aromas I can pick up here on the nose. Okay, I'm getting a hint of an orange aroma. And very faint vanilla. And I'm also picking up a hint of almost a tobacco kind of aroma. Interesting. Let's see what kind of flavors we have. I'm getting the vanilla flavor. Interestingly though, I'm not picking up any oak, even though it is aged. Interesting. It's got a fairly thin mouthfeel. It doesn't coat and hang on and linger. It has a fair finish, though. I mean, 8 seconds maybe or so. There's a flavor that I can't quite place. It's familiar, but it's old familiar. Okay, I got it that time. Tobacco, but it's not like a cigarette tobacco or a chewing tobacco. It reminds me of the flavors from many moons ago when I was in telemarketing, making 10 something an hour to feed my family. At Cytel Corporation, I, for a short time, took up pipe tobacco smoking. It reminds me of a pipe tobacco kind of flavor. And then after, in the finish, which by now at this point has pretty much gone, leather. Like when you walk into that shop that sells leather goods, and the only thing that you can smell, you don't smell any dust, you don't smell any foods, you smell leather. And it's that pleasing, comforting aroma. That's the flavor that I'm getting at the finish of this. And then also the vanilla seems to kind of, it's there, it hangs in there in the background, and then it reappears kind of at the end there a little bit. Almost like an Oreo cream kind of vanilla would be how I would describe it. I completely understand why my buddy from work likes this. This is very good. I wouldn't recommend this to somebody who is used to drinking the lesser proof stuff, the stuff that rests around 70 proof on the shelf. You don't want to jump straight to this. You need to get your palate adjusted to the higher heat level of the 100 proof, because being bottled and bonded is 100 proof, as I mentioned, and that heat is there throughout. It's not overpowering, but it remains. Some, like the Woodford Reserve, for example, it starts with very low heat and then slowly reappears at the finish. This has that heat throughout. I'm told that this does have a lower rye content than its brethren, which probably explains why I'm not picking up any rye spice notes in the flavor profile at all. But this is good stuff. I certainly hope that my review of it doesn't assist it in becoming harder to find. Perhaps I should give it a lower rating for that reason. Just kidding. So, for a 3-ish year aged, bottled in bond, bourbon whiskey blend that has its roots dating clear back to the nephew of Jim Beam. Speaking of which, the guy who created this, I remember reading he passed away in 1915. So that gives you an idea how far back in time you have to go to find the origination on this. But all things considered, And as affordable as it is, and it's not terribly difficult to find, on my 3 to 13 scale, I'm going to have to give this an 8.5. It's right up there, you guys. I am definitely going to enjoy exploring this on water, on ice, in an old-fashioned. I might even start exploring some of the other cocktails you can make with whiskey and bourbon with this bad boy. It's got enough heat at 100 proof that it should be able to endure pretty much any kind of cocktail. Happy surprise. Well, again, thanks for showing up tonight and checking out this video on Flea's Bourbon Journey. I hope that you're enjoying your bourbon journey. I hope that you'll share with me some of your bourbon journey as I'm sharing mine with you. If you liked this video, which I hope you did, give it that thumbs up. I love seeing that thumbs up down below. If you think somebody else will like it, share it. And if you want to see what I'm going to do next, don't forget to subscribe. Again, thanks for joining me on Flea's Bourbon Journey. Be safe.